Max knew at once that if he let Johnny Pro provoke Max into acting, something else would happen that he couldn't take back. The world around him would change, and whether that change was good for Max, it would definitely be bad for the other boys. A big part of him wanted that to happen. He still wasn't sure, though. Master Plan wouldn't wait. Max knew that. He wouldn't ask himself questions. He wouldn't be sweating through 2 shirts. Master Plan would have already decided to wreck them all if they were coming after him. But Max wasn't Master Plan. Yet. A second ago, he didn't think he could sweat any more or any harder, but he was wrong. Lower class. Max yawned until his jaw hurt. He could never sleep the night before the first day of school, and last night had been even worse. It was probably because he was starting at an entirely new school the next day, his first day as a 6th grader. He'd been among the biggest and oldest kids in elementary the year before, and now he was the youngest. He was far from the smallest, but being big had never seemed to help him. It was the opposite, in fact. He'd stayed up most of the night watching the same movie over and over again. Waitress, the one about the girl who bakes different pies and names them after all the problems she's having in her life. Those problems were a lot more adult than anything Max had dealt with, but he still liked the idea, and he loved the pie recipes. He'd made his own versions of all of them at home. He wished he were in his kitchen now. At least he had Luca. The 2 of them were posted up outside on a cement bench in the quad of Captain Clobbertime Memorial Middle School, waiting for the first bell. Max always felt weird thinking of Luca as his best friend, partly because Luca was his only friend, and partly because Luca had never said Max was his best friend. It also might have been because neither of them had really decided to hang out. They sort of just fell together a few years ago. In elementary school, kids made fun of Luca for wearing the same clothes almost every day, and they didn't always smell great. The same kids made fun of Max for being fat. They started eating lunch together because they were the only ones who didn't make fun of them. "Did you hear about Cobalt?" Luca asked him. "No, what about him?" "I don't know. I was asking you. They were saying something about him on the news when my mom dropped me off. It sounded like a big deal." "Probably got another medal or blew up another building or satellite or something, and they have to pretend it wasn't an accident." "Dude, that happened like 1 time. Why do you always talk smack about him for that? Cobalt's the coolest." Max ignored the question. He usually did when the subject of superheroes came up. He was also distracted, though. There was a girl across the quad who looked to be their age, giving out cookies from a plastic container. She was just sort of handing them out to what looked like random 6th graders, smiling and laughing. Her smile was nice. Her laugh, too. Neither seemed fake to Max. She was pretty, but it was the cookies that interested him. He wondered if she baked them herself. He didn't know any other kids who baked. "Do you know her?" Max asked Luca. "Who?" Max didn't want to point, so he leaned his head in the girl's direction. "With the cookies," he said. Luca looked over at her without even trying to be sneaky about it. "Dude!" Max barked. He looked from the girl to Max, blinking. "What?" Max just shook his head. "Did she go to our old school?" Luca shrugged. "Maybe. Like in another class? I don't know." "You think she made those cookies herself?" "How would I know? Maybe. Why?" "I don't know. They look good." "They look good, or she looks good?" "Shut up, dude. I'm not being gross. I just was..." "You should go ask her if you're so curious. You bake too. You could talk about it. We said middle school was going to be different for us, right? Talking to a girl the first day would be different."